I'm here with Claire Melling, the head of the Bank of APIs at NatWest. Claire, one of the key findings that we found in this index was that for open banking ecosystems to really thrive, they need to exist in a way that's outside of the kind of regulatory vacuums that get created when these mandates get pushed out. Yeah. Can you talk to us a little bit about how the Bank of APIs is setting up to kind of address that?
Yeah, sure. So at NatWest and Bank of APIs, we've always seen the regulation as being far more than a mandate that we had to do. We've seen it as an opportunity to really go above and beyond for our customers. When we think about some of the great work that happened in open banking and that regulation, one of the great learnings for us was how the ecosystem worked together to deliver standards. So banks, FinTechs, regulators all work together to deliver those standards. And we've looked to take that learning and implement it in the way that we do everything, even mandatory or discretionary, where we've chosen to do it ourselves. And we've got some really great examples of where we've done this so far. So we talk about embedding lending in our social media journeys. We've implemented things like variable recurring payments, which is a new payment type which we're really excited about. And we're looking to go beyond traditional banking services and looking at customer attribute sharing as well in terms of a stepping stone to digital ID. For us, though, the grounding in all of that is delivering real customer value. It's quite easy to get excited by technology and just focus on the technology, but for us it's about seeing what customers really need and delivering propositions off the back of that.
And have you got examples of where these technologies have been kind of combined? Because one of the really interesting things that we're hearing a lot about, particularly about VRPs, is VRPs in and of themselves are a really interesting technology, but when you combine them with the context of data that you can get from the kind of the AIS side of things, that provides a properly differentiated kind of payments experience because you can have payments in context. And, I think you're the only bank that I know of that's doing both of those things. Could you talk a little bit about the thinking behind linking those products?
Yeah, so we can combine different API products together in order to deliver value. You can combine things like account information and payments, so you can check that the balance is correct and we're not going to take customer overdrawn before we then make the payment. That's a good example of it. In NatWest, we're also trialling a login with banks, so you can log in using your bank ID and then make a payment in order that journey's a lot smoother. So absolutely, there's real value in bolting those products together to do an end-to-end customer journey instead of just a little bit in the middle.
Great. So another element that we were looking at in the index was around public digital infrastructure, particularly like in countries like India and Singapore, and to a lesser extent in some of the other sort of, countries in that region. But in the UK, it was one of the areas, despite the UK being a leader in the space, the UK really fell down in that space, and it struck me that we're getting some kind of some private sector organisations that are moving into that. Is that something that you're thinking about when you're talking about customer attribute sharing, in the way that it can address those kind of the gaps left by the fact that we don't have this kind of public digital infrastructure?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the banks are in a really unique position in this regard. We are, as an industry, trusted with a great amount of customer data. And when you combine the longevity of banking, the security, if you combine that with an innovation mindset, a willingness to partner, I think we can create some really compelling propositions for customers beyond the standard banking products.
Okay. So, last question.
Go for it.
End of 2023, right?
Yeah.
Everything's gone really well in open banking, and the NatWest Bank of APIs has gone from strength to strength. What will be different? What kind of impact will have had, and what new products or new concepts are you looking at?
Yeah, we're genuinely really excited for this year, and I've got so much I could tell you about, but I'm conscious of time. So some of the things that we're really excited about this year: variable recurring payments, rolling that out. We're experimenting with that now. It's exciting for us at NatWest. I think it really shows our willingness to experiment, to try, to learn. So that's something we're really excited about. Customer attributes we've already covered, digital ID going beyond standard banking products. Embedded finance is a really exciting place for us at the moment. We're really interested in looking into where we can start embedding our services and others' digital channels.
You mentioned earlier about embedding lending in your social media journeys. I've not heard about that. What is that?
So we've trialled embedding our lending products in social media channels. So end-to-end, a customer can get a loan quotation in that social media channel without needing to exit that to go to their banking service. And that's been really interesting. We've learned a lot from that in terms of how we partner with others, and also how customers react to it, and how they enjoy being able to access those services in other channels.
Sounds like it's going to be an exciting year.
I think so.
Claire, Melling, thank you very much.
Thanks, Sam.